moment to put your hands together for those masters in the booth.
Yes.
Because you never know what might be going on.
One of those nights.
But out here it runs smooth as silk. All right, except for the oven handle. But
The oven handle, yes.
Cheetos. Welcome everybody. And thank you so much for staying. I love these talkbacks, getting inside the minds and the way things work, right? That sounded so evil, inside people's minds. But my name is Carrie Knapp. I'm the Director of Equitable Access here at Blue Barn Theater, because here we believe in access and diversity and equity and inclusion, and we say it out loud all the time. So let's hear it for DEIA. So the way these work, many of you have been here before, but if you haven't, we have a few questions we'll pose to the group of cast and creatives that put this beautiful piece together, and is it not beautiful? It is an incredible piece of work, it really is. And then we'll have some time to take questions from the audience as well. And if you all don't mind, I may just pop out certain names of, can you start, like, or who wants to take that question, or I may just say, like, if you want to start with it, and then everybody can pitch in, yeah? Sure. That sound all right?
Yes.
Awesome. So our first question, drum roll please. Oh, we should introduce ourselves. That's like, I know you. What?
I don't think they know me
So first of all,
either.
let's meet folks before we get started. We'll start down here.
My name is Maya Pekana-Bradenkamp, and I'm the lighting designer.
And I'm YM, I'm the director.
Oh, I'm Biana, I played Luna.
I'm Evelyn, I'm playing Jane.
Let's hear it one more time. So first question, how do the imagination monologues reveal the emotional needs Luna and Jane are unable to express directly? Either of you want to take that first?
Wow, it's a loaded one. Was it one more time?
One more time. How do the imagination monologues reveal the emotional needs Luna and Jane are unable to express directly?
The first thing that comes to mind, why me and Eva have talked about this, it's just so,
Can you hear us? Do we need mic?
Yeah.
Oh, we're good, right, good.
yeah. It just,
Good.
okay, it's so Asian to just pretend that everything's fine, but it's really not fine, and just like power through. And so that every time I do one of the big monologues, that's what I think of, like this, we just power through it, and then hopefully at one point the onion just starts peeling its layers, and then right in the middle it's like, yep, it crash, burn, fall apart, and yeah, that's what I think. But.
Yeah. So I think as Luna, as Jane, she is a immigrant from Korea. She cannot speak the language, but inside I feel like she wants to make friends, but she can't do that in America. And so through that monologue, she just reveals it, her imagination, like who she wants to be. Like, I want to make friends. I don't want to be lonely. I want to be part of in American culture. So I think the monologue really got me, because that's who she is, but she's not like that in America. So.
And I think it's such a good device for the playwright to use imagination to reveal something like the question, because I think we all have done it. Like, we imagine something along the way, but we deeply know it probably is not going to happen. You know, we imagine, oh, I'm going to make it at the Omaha Playhouse, then I'm going to do a show at the Blue Barn, and I'll do a show outside of Omaha, and then eventually if I'll be on Broadway, I'll be on TV, I'll get an Academy Award, like all that. You all imagine that. But deep down inside, you kind of know probably it's not going to happen, but then the yearning of something that is greater than oneself. So I think that device works really well. But then for the two, they have two different imaginary monologue. This one, she's imagining the hot cellar, which is such a, like every night when I work at that monologue with her, it's such a visceral imagination, which is true because I think we all have that kind of imagination. Oh, something that is so graphic that we give something. We always say, oh, just trade my liver for a child because I want a child so bad. I will give up my legs so that I can do whatever. So that feels really right for that moment. And then for her, it kind of wrapped everything up. And also the unableness of do anything because the language is bad. Even though you have big dreams, you're in a strange place. You're relying on your husband to take you everywhere. You don't know how to drive, and so the idea of like, what else can we do except imagination? That's all we can do. So the hopelessness, but then the sharing of the hopelessness, I think is the most beautiful thing in a way that we're able, when people tell you about their dream, it's way more compelling to tell me, oh, well, that Tuesday I got into a car accident. I'm more interested in learning about the imaginary world. Wouldn't it be lovely if the world is at peace and I will have money and you'll have money and all that, right? So I think the use of the monologue is really helped drawing us in and revealing who you are. That's a long answer.
Thank you. It's a beautiful answer. Maya, do you have anything you want to add to that?
No, I mean, the only thing I would say is what Biana was saying about you just power through. And, that is a very Asian thing. And I remember, growing up, my mom just powering through, just gonna work and get through with it and get it done and move on to the next thing. So, yeah.
And I think just watching the show and hearing it, the cost that comes with that, right? Am I even gonna recognize myself? Will people still recognize me, and will my next generation? As an audience, that is so impactful, or at least for this audience member, I think. Thank you. Okay, this is a show that also has food, and we had lovely food tonight with Onokine Kitchen too, right? It was incredible. Food often carries memory and culture. So if you could share a meal with all of us, what would it be? What would be the meal that you would share? I'm going to read that again. Food often carries memory and culture. If you could share a meal, what would it be? What's something that really is a meal that resonates with you, something you'd want to bring to people, share with people?
I think for talking about comfort food, my mom would always make menudo when I was a kid, right? So it's Filipino menudo, and then you would have rice. Well, I want to say a couple of years ago, after my mom passed, I have her recipe, so I'm making menudo, right? And I was making it, and it's everything. It has peas, it has carrots, it has potatoes and pork and everything, and I'm making it, and it's finally done. And I called my aunt and I said, hey, I just made some menudo, do you want some? And so I brought some to my dad and I brought some to my aunt, and I go, that's really hard. And she's like, that's how much love goes into that to make it, because there's so many different steps and so many different components. And she was like, because I was like, that took me forever to make. She was like, it's because your mom we make it with love. That's why it took so long, right? So I would say menudo with rice. It's a comfort food, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll piggyback off that because I recently had my mom and my grandma stay over for my birthday this past year, and my grandma bought so much things and then just made food after food because she was like, you need to eat a lot. Like, look at your fridge, it's empty. I just need to fill it up. And she really did. So I basically had food for maybe a whole month. And
Yes.
it was different things like sinigang, adobo, all of this stuff. And I remember I was like, Mommy, I can't finish this. I need to share it to somebody or to everybody because I don't want it to go to waste. But yeah, the love and I knew what she I knew what she was trying to do. She just wanted to feed me. She wanted me to be okay, and it's just her love language of making sure I was fed and loved. So yeah, it's a love language.
Yeah.
Yeah, so honestly, it doesn't matter what kind of food to me. It's just, it's food. And
Right.
yeah, the preparation and the effort of doing it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And because we shared a meal together, we all went out for lunch
Yeah.
at Korean Grill, because where we were. Do you mind if I say just another thing about something you said in the car
Oh,
about
yeah.
cooking? Because she said, I called my children and they said, Mama, when are you going to come home? We need your food. They're like, we need your food.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
For me, it will be soup. My mom always makes soup every week. All different kind of soup, and I never pay attention to it. I'm like, whatever, I'll just, but now it feels like it's such a ritual for her, because it's the love, it's the love sharing. And then I also feel like there's a lot of secrets in it. Secret ingredient, and, this will do that, and I didn't know any of it. But then coming to America, like once when I'm working, making, pounding the pavement and just, making my acting journey, and there's no soup. Every single time I go to, Panda Express, it's always hot and sour. It's just not the same thing. And then eventually I make an effort and I say, you know what? I need to start making soup, and that would be something that I would share. Because I don't think that you can buy it anywhere else. So yeah, soup, definitely soup.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good. I'm getting hungry. So I'm gonna do just a really quick thing audience-wise. Take a moment and think about your comfort food, the thing you would make or you want to eat when you're just like, I need my grandma's Polish sausage, dumplings, and sauerkraut, right? I want you to think about what it is, and we're gonna popcorn around the room, and I'm gonna say go, and I just want you to call out what your food is. So take a moment, think about it. Think about what that is.
And then we'll have a potluck.
Yes.
Next Sunday, you better bring that
Whatever you
dish.
said, you have to bring.
All right, take a nice deep breath, because breath always brings blood to the imagination, right? Ready, go.
Stuffing.
Stuffing, chicken and dumplings.
How is it?
Curry.
Pie, yes. Yes. Goulash. Pasta.
Pasta.
Yes.
And anyone
Anything
bringing
else?
dessert?
Right?
No one bring dessert?
What was it?
Brownies. There you go.
Yes. No, I will make a joke about brownies. I will. Apple pie, yes.
Apple pie.
Homemade ice cream.
Oh, we have a full meal there.
Right there.
Next
All right,
Sunday.
deep breath. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. One more question, and then we're gonna open it up. So here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Because I will tell you, after first read through, first of all, we were all a hot mess. Everyone was laughing, everyone was crying. It was way better than cats. Sorry, cats. But the word that just kept resonating was family, right? It was family. So the question is, which moment in the play made you think, yep, that's exactly like my family?
I have one.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's family thing, but I just love that you say it's expensive.
Yes. All the time.
Because we say that all the time. Because everything is so expensive in America. Disneyland, I was looking at the prices go to Disney World, so expensive. My husband says that too, he grew up, he was born here and then grew up here, but he says everything is so expensive. So that's, I guess, my family language.
Yep, that's family language.
Oh, we were giggling at the first read through. First, I'd like to say all the voices that come from Vienna are all my aunties. All of them. There's certain inflection here and certain. And I have an auntie who's totally like Luna, totally. But I think the funniest one that brings back memories only because it was my grandma, and we talked about this really late. about how my grandma used to point with her mouth. And so, I mean, she would always be like, you know, go get my purse, you know, or go get this, and she'd point, and she'd say, Duun is over there. And so we were joking about it backstage, and she does it when she goes for the radio. So I was like, oh, that's so cute.
The not like a single line. Most of the line, it rings true to me personally. But as a family, I feel like the unspoken line is where it rings true. Give me your hand. Just like a single, or anytime I'm a mess, my mom would just like, shut up. Whine. Maybe that, like my dad also it's fine. Look at you, you're healthy, you're working. So what? It's fine, keep going and power through. And yeah, so that aspect of it makes it really, that ring true. The non-stop keep going, find a way, always tomorrow.
What comes to mind is when Luna talks about, well, we were only outside, but we could still see all of it. Because with things being expensive, just making the most of what you have. Yeah. Yes, that's mine.
This play is so personal. It's so personal. It had that feeling from the very beginning. So first of all, I want to say thank you for sharing things that are so personal. It takes incredible courage, and it takes love, and it takes a willingness to share a part of who you are. So thank you for sharing. And so let's open it up. What questions do you have? Or do you have, if these questions inspired you to say, I want to share this thing about my grandma, right? I keep coming, my grandma was my, she's the goddess, so I keep coming back to that.
It's hard not to recognize the resonance between what was happening at that time politically and things today, right? And how much of that was in the original script, and how much was that an artistic choice for this production? Like, I'm just curious, like, because I don't know how long has this show been?
The show it's been a couple of years already.
Yeah.
And I think the history is following this play versus the play is following history. Unfortunately. So when I first read the play and saw the play, it was still like, oh wow, okay. I didn't feel the heaviness of it. But now, like lines after line, I don't feel safe. I know. That rings true. What they did in the countryside, people like, we don't even say us, people like, and we, we understand. So yeah, the show was not created for the political purpose, but the timing wise, 1973 was right around the Nixon and, all that. So it's such a strange mirror in a way. And then also the idea of, Philippines went through, Korea went through the military coup, suspension of constitution. Like, I don't even want to say it out loud. It's just eerily now. Which is also, that's what theater is for. Just kind of makes you, even though it's completely time period, but then as of right now, sitting here, you're like, ooh. Yeah. And then, like, as far as artistic choices, I didn't want to push anything that is, super like in your face. The only thing that I lean on the political side is actually the beginning. If you got in early, you will see all the projection of the news back then. when they sign this new act, the Heartland Seller, so that we can come to America. Also, way back when, the ideal of fighting for justice, like we cannot just have European people immigrate to America. We have to open up the border so that we can have a better standing in national level. Look at us, America, we're leading the way. Even 1973 or 1960 something, when the act passed, they have that courage. And it just feels like, where is ours now? That's my take for it. In 1970, and we were like, yes, this is good. And now it's like, no, this is not good. Get them out. So, yeah. So that's that. Thanks for the question.
Yeah, great question. Anything else to add?
Any other question? A lighter question?
Next question.
Yes.
We'll be like, yeah.
Talk a bit about the tensions between trying to maintain a culture and then adapting to a different culture, to the culture here in the U.S. And I think it's probably different for every generation. And does it get easier or harder? I mean, are you supposed to feel guilty
Every day.
for not maintaining your culture and language and that kind of thing?
If I could just repeat the question.
Yes.
Because we have microphones over us, but there aren't microphones
gotcha.
over there. Great question. Talk about the tension of when you come to a new country, it's like the word assimilation, right? How does my culture fit in? How do I fit into this new culture? And what are some of the issues around that or feelings around that? Am I hitting it? Okay. Yeah, thank you for waiting, Ryan.
No, that's fine. So when I came to the United States, I was a baby. So it was not like me being a teenager or a young adult coming to the United States and trying to fit in. So I was a kid. And so you talk about maintaining culture. So my aunt and uncle were really, our family came in waves, and they came to Omaha first. And so when we got here, they were big in the Philam organization. And so when we were in elementary school, we participated in the ethnic festival that they used to have here in Omaha. And it was like a big thing. And so we all of the kids, all of my cousins, we all know all the Filipino dances, right? We wore all the ethnic costumes. We did all of that all the way through elementary school, like 8th grade. It was weird. And so in that regard, they're trying to, make sure that we understood and knew some of that. But it's sad. I think that as our group of cousins moved through, I think some of it has changed, and I'm not even, we moved away, so I'm not even sure where the Philam organization is right now. But I think that was one of the things that we held on to. Like, our parents were like, nope, you guys are going. Nope, you guys are doing these dances. Nope, you're gonna, we're like, but we have to practice. Nope, you have to do it. And so we did. The only thing that I regret is that we never maintained the language. Mm-hmm. And we were talking about this with somebody out front, or with Maria out front, how, I know a little bit. My older sister knows more than I do, but it's not conversational Tagalog, right? And so and somebody said that their kids didn't know it, and I said, well, did they speak it in the house? Because I think if they did, then they might have caught on to it, but we did not in our house, so the language never continued, which is kind of sad. So.
Anything to add?
I think my situation is kind of weird because I'm half Filipino, half white. So growing up in the Philippines, I was already the weird one almost because I was too white. And so coming to America, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be home. I'm gonna be not the white one. And then I come to America and I'm the Asian one. So it's like, so it was always been this weird, and in the Philippines, I mean, I grew up there, I spoke the language, all of that. Then I came to the US and they're like, oh, your accent's a little weird. And you know, you don't look it. And so of course, now you probably can't really hear the accent and I had to like assimilate. And you know, it's hard because I go back home and it's not as, my English is just so American now, and I could tell my friends are like, oh, wow, you're so American, and I'm like, yes. Yeah, it's hard and weird, but it's still home, and we talked about where is home, and to me, home is actually still in the Philippines because most of my stuff is still there, and you know, half of my family is still there, so it's hard, basically. Yeah, that's how I feel about it.
There's some melancholy of it all because we know that we have to assimilate. Like, why? Like, I have to speak the language, and you know, we just have to. The sadness of it is not as, you know, it's not as heavy, but there's a melancholy of it, you know, like, oh, whatever we hold on to as immigrant, we hold on to something that is, I think, is real in a way, that is deeply ingrained in us. The filial piety, if you know that, like making sure we respect our elders and, you know, taking care of the older generation, and all that is all ingrained in us. But then also coming to America, the idea of like freedom, do what you want, make your own success, it's fine, you know, go get out of the house, you know, be your own self. And then, so I'm doing that, but then just my mom sitting at home all by herself versus, you know, if I'm in Hong Kong, she will still be with me, and you know, it's just, you know, you gain something, you lose something, you lose something, you gain something. And where is that thin line is, I never know, and I'm still trying to find it. So yeah, this is a everyday struggle, you know. And just also the idea of like freedom. I can do it, I can achieve it. But at the same time, at what cost? You know, at what cost do I need to, you know, abandon my culture? Or how much culture should I have? How much do I need to change? And then that monologue about the next generation, like how, when you lose your language, how can you, like, it's just sometimes it seems impossible to reverse. I think that's the melancholy also. Like how, there's no way to reverse it. Of course you can study and you can, you know, really ingrain what the cultural values, you know, into your next generation, but then they also have to suffer what we are suffering right now. Oh, my mom is telling me this, you know, Maya is telling me this, but then my friend is all going out and da 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 da, and look at me, I'm trapped in the middle. And it will always be that trauma, you know, so it's not, we don't have the answer.
Yeah.
I think we have time, for two more. So we're gonna go here and here. Yep.
First of all, I want to commend Lloyd, he's the director, our director. I want to commend you for taking on the courage to bring to the stage an Asian subject. And I want to ask you, what does this mean for you moving forward? For Omaha, for the arts in our community. I've been so pleased to see the response so positive from our audiences. And I just want to hear from you, what does this mean for you?
It means the world to me. Like it really, like look at me, and I'm looking at all of you right now. It means the world to me to come back to Omaha and able to do plays like this here at Blue Barn, because there's nowhere else in this city who will take on this challenge. when I was first starting out here, I don't see any Asian plays. The only shows that I see is The King and I. And I've been in The King and I how many times? I don't remember. And then just the idea of like, I don't see myself on stage. Will I ever get there? That monologue, Mark Chagall, Monet, Van Gogh, and that was me. That was me. When is me? When is my turn? When will I be seen? When would I be not soldier number 4 and peasant number 2? So yeah, starting with the Chinese lady 3 years ago, and then the next year the Great Leap, and then the Wild Party, and then now this one. The whole goal when I proposed to Susan is I want other Asian actor in town to know that there's a show for them. Not just Soldier Number 2, not just The King and I, not just dry cleaner, taxi driver, none of that. Something that is substantial that they can act in, that they can be thriving in. So that started with the Chinese lady. That was the main goal number 1. When it comes to the Great Leap, I was hoping that I can get Asian people in the seat. Great, we are doing shows, but if there's no Asian people coming in, that's also another, I'm like, I wish that they know that they can go to theater. There's somewhere that they can see something. It's not just, Sound of Music, it's something that is beautiful, that is, they can see themselves on stage also. So that was Great Leap, and we succeed. We have, 30% of them are Asian. And then finally this one, it feels like crack the code somehow. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because of you. I have to thank you. Because of the Korean church connection, and opening night was half full of Asian people, and that moves me to the moon and back. Like, even if I can have one night that this whole house is full of Asians, then I think my job is half done. So that was my main goal in many ways, like coming back to Omaha, which I love. I truly love Omaha because I started here. I learned my acting skills here. Started from UNO and then move on to the Playhouse and eventually go out to make my way to be a professional actor and get where I'm at right now. And also the idea of sharing knowledge. Because I have to learn everything on myself, how to break into the business, what do I need to do, where should I go, how do I get an audition, blah, 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 blah. No one taught me that, and I have to learn it by myself. So if I come back, not just for Asian actors, I'm not like stingy like that. So, like working with the Wild Party but they're able to share the knowledge, like if this is what you want to do, if you want to get out of Omaha and become a professional actor, let's have a coffee talk and I will give you whatever I know. And if you come to Chicago, give me a ring and I'll see what I can do for you. Because it's such a lonely road when you're fighting it by yourself. In many ways, in all Korea, in all paths, if you are by yourself, it shouldn't be. I just, that's one thing that I want to come back to, so that I can share my knowledge, so that they feel like they're empowered and they're willing to go out there and break into the business. That gives me great joy in life. So that's why.
Beautiful. Other things anyone wants to add? And you do not have to. I think
able to like have creative team like this that is showcasing all the talented people in Omaha. And this is the other thing about like diversity. We all talk about diversity. The idea of oh sure, I will do a show that is name a show Annie, and I will cast it, you know, colorblind casting or, you know, whatever. I will be inclusive, so I will cast all the other people. But then I want you to think about this. If you're the director, and you have all these people coming in, you have Asian people coming in, you have all the people coming in, but then if you colorblind casting or open casting, who is gonna have the best skill for the leading role? Not the Asian people, because they never practice, they never get a chance, they're always soldier number 2. How can they go from soldier number 2 to Mary Poppins? How can they go from, you know, dry cleaner number 4 become, you know, the love interest of Romeo? You will never cast him. You'll cast the one that is the most experienced, that can carry the show, and then what do you end up with? And then the Asian will still be soldier number 4, and then you check your box, see diversity casting, look at us. Is it done? And that thing is gonna go on the internet. And I will get canceled. So maybe edit that out. But you know, unless they're willing to give a chance, like, you know what, no, even though the skill level is a little bit, you know, not as the other person, we'll give him or her a chance or they a chance. And then, you know, if that really do happen, by all means, more power, great. Then we really achieve that in this city. But as of right now, I don't think so.
So the challenge is take a chance, or the dare is, or whatever you want to say, put it out to society, take a chance, but also check your training grounds, right? Because your stages reflect your training grounds. So are your universities really providing opportunity, right? And those places that do training, doesn't have to be a university. Training can happen right inside this building, and it does. And it also, that's a constant, right? Because everybody on the stage is amazing.
And by
And
bringing
we're learning
shows,
and growing,
yeah,
right?
by bringing shows like this, you see this too. You're like, wow,
Yep.
I have to cast her the lead. I have to cast her as the lead. This is undeniably, they are brilliant. If I can showcase their talent and let the rest of the casting director in town and see this, like, no, let's call Brianna. She's perfect for this and this. Let's give her the big role. My job is done. Half done.
Half done. Half done.
Have to, I know we're, last question
Last
up here,
question.
and you may have others, so please feel free to come forward if you do, and I thank you for your patience. Yeah, one more.
Luna and Jane's experiences were set in the 1970s. What do you think some of those experiences for immigrants today, what is the same, and then maybe what challenges are different today? What has improved, and then what has gotten worse? And your experiences and maybe the experiences of others, you know, what is different now, and what is the same?
So if I can repeat that question one more time too. So this takes place in the 70s. What were the experiences there? Is it the same today? How is it different? Where do those challenges lie?
So I feel like I am really Jane. I came to the States not knowing how to speak in English at all. So when I came to the States early 20s, I couldn't go out because I couldn't ask questions to people like, how do I get there? Or I couldn't even say the words, right? And then I didn't like, people were looking at me. I had a career, but I gave it all up and came to the States to chase my dreams. But people just looked down on me because I couldn't speak. So I felt like super lonely. Even though the play is in the 70s, I think it's repeating here because I experienced it, you know? People look down on you, they just talk like you're a child. Even though I was not a child, I went to university, I had all my career after career. I was working at one of the, opera companies in Korea. I gave it all up to chase my dream, but I'm here, and then they treat me like I'm nobody. So that's why I feel like I connected to Jane a lot, because it's just me back in the days. So,
The opposite of confidence.
yeah.
That line also every night, like, ooh, that's it, right there. The opposite of confidence.
And yeah, and I relate to Luna, funny enough, because I remember coming to America and being like, okay, this is it. It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so great. And you're just like putting this mask on because you just want it to work so bad. And yeah, they like throw things at you like your accent's weird. You look weird. You're just different. You're just like, I got it. Everything's fine, guys. Everything's fine. And then yeah, you come home and you're like, I'm all alone. Like, who can I relate to? My mom doesn't understand me. I don't have kids, but my friends don't understand me. And then, yeah, one day coming along, you meet someone who's also an immigrant or someone you shared experiences with, and then all of a sudden,
We have friends.
you have friends, and all the layers are gone. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that happened in this show. And thank you so much, Y, for trusting me and Evelyn, because yeah, not only do you see actually Luna and Jane become friends, but you see Evelyn and Bianca become friends too. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a special experience. So it's the same, to answer your question. Yeah, I don't even know exactly how different it would be. It feels pretty the same. Yeah.
I think the loneliness will always feel the same for all immigrants. And sometimes even for non-immigrants also, the mutual understanding of loneliness. I mean, the circumstances are different, but then I think there's a layer of immigrants in loneliness is a little bit more painful because it's the assimilation of loneliness. Like we have to even the loneliness, we have to assimilate to it. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a different sense of loneliness when I'm in Hong Kong. Oh wow, my friends are busy. I'm feeling so lonely. Oh, what should I do? I should get an ice cream, whatever. It's a completely different loneliness. Here, the loneliness is weighted. It's not solvable. You don't know how to solve it. Oh, I can watch a movie. I don't understand the language on the movie. Can I go out? No, I can't really go out. Like I don't even know how to take the bus. I don't know where the bus is gonna take me. I have no friends. I call home to Hong Kong. It's expensive. Like all my friends are back there. I have no friends. Like what am I going to do? That loneliness is, it's just different from when you are in your own home, in your own culture. That loneliness is it's just different. The unescapable, like not able to get help. So yeah, that loneliness. And I encourage you to think about, your neighbors, if they are, immigrants. I guarantee you, they feel one way or the other the same loneliness that we offer, for sure. I can say that.
Maya, any
Oh,
last thoughts? No, I'm good.
good.
Well, the mission at Blue Barn is to provoke thought, emotion, action, and change. The shows are a part of that. This is a part of that. And also, Franco, that's sitting in the back quietly filming this fabulous talkback, and thank you, because it will come out on social media. Feel free to share with neighbors, with friends, with teachers in your community. It can be a great opportunity to take this learning and understanding and take it even further, right? And that's the goal. We always have these recorded and available so that people who may not be able to make it to the theater can at least be a part of that experience. Yeah.
And
so
yeah, like tell your friends. Like really, I think word of mouth is so important nowadays. tell your friends. And if if there's immigrant friends that you have and they're like, it's too expensive, I don't know, like.
Radical welcome.
Yeah.
You can come up to the door anytime and say, I'd really like to see the show. Do you have tickets available? This is what I can pay today,
Yes.
right? So let people know. Let people know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Put our hands together one more